Hello everybody, welcome back to another review, and we have lost again. We've lost today away at Turf Moor to Burnley. We've lost 2-1, and I'm afraid that might as well now spell the end for any slim chance we had of Premier League survival. I mean, for the past few weeks we've been clinging on to the faintest bit of hope. Huddersfield at home give us that little bit of hope. We got absolutely thumped at Arsenal, and it's just another calamity of a performance again today. It's just really clarified the inevitable that we're not good enough to be in this league, and that we can't really win any sort of important game, and we lack the fight required to even put up a good fight to even get anywhere near staying in this division, and it don't surprise me at all. The only really positive I'd say from today was that wonderful goal from Andre Schürrle at 1-0. Took it brilliantly, but I think really reminded me a lot of the Cardiff game. We took the lead for a wonderful Schürrle strike, and then defensive frailties came to the fore again. And before we know it, we're back on level peggings, and then straight after that, we're down 2-1 and we're chasing the game through 2 own goals, and 2 of our own bloody mistakes again have let us down. You'd have thought by now we would have learnt from our individual errors, but we don't. We just don't seem to learn. I mean, it happens to us in the vast majority of games that's happened this season, and we just don't seem to learn. We seem to go into each game looking nervous defensively. How we've kept a few clean sheets, I don't know how. I think Claudio Ranieri deserves a medal for doing that. Or this bunch of defenders we've got, they're just not good enough, not fit for purpose in this league. And you can tell we do miss Alfie Mawson, who was really a linchpin in the heart of that defence. He was the organiser, the leader, the warrior in there. And without him, we look lost. Let's be brutally honest, we do. And the thing that really annoys me today is, we got to half-time at 2-1, and you take off Ryan Sessegnon and bring on the weakling, Rui Fonte Part 2, Luciano Vietto. In my opinion, if you watch his performance on Sunday, you've got to think, how the hell is he getting a run out today as well? He was absolutely woeful on Sunday. You might get a few nice fancy touches from him, this, that, another, but against a physical team like Burnley, it's going to be like lambs to a slaughterhouse with him. He just hasn't got a cat and hell's chance of even surviving out there. From what I heard of the shot clear off the goal line, if that goes in, then my opinions on him don't change drastically, but I don't know. I don't know where it's fallen apart. This season's been an absolute write-off, and it's worrying, because the inevitable thing is now I think we are going to go down, and when August comes around, I think we'll be playing Championship football. I think a lot of Fulham fans will agree with me. But the thing that really bugs me was, in the build-up to this game, we knew what was at stake here, and we knew the level of game, and we knew what was required to win the game. And I was hearing a lot of rumours going around that the board were waiting for players, were waiting for this game to come and go to see what we'd need. And this is what I don't understand. We've been linked with players for the past couple of weeks. The 3 Chelsea players, in particular Gary Cahill, it's been well publicised that we've been pursuing him for a couple of weeks. So why not, before this game, at least try and bring one new face in? And I completely understand that it's hard in this day and age to bring players in. It's not a quick process. It's not like a computer game or anything like that. I completely get that. But surely there's got to be some sort of idea or some sort of list drawn up of what we need and how we're going to get it and when we're going to get it. Because I look at a team like Ipswich, and I know people might think, why are you mentioning the team who are bottom of the Championship? But they've been in a similar predicament to what we are. They were start the season quite poorly, sacked the manager relatively, I'd say about around the same time as we did. Got the replacement in Paul Lambert. Look, okay, wasn't great. The results weren't great straight away, but Ranieri, similarities there. The results been a mixed bag, but they got the deals done in January. They got them done early. I think they brought in 5 players, and they won their game 1-0 against their relegation rival, which gives them a little bit of hope to kick on now and try and stay up. Whereas we, in comparison to a similar scenario, albeit a lower league, I completely get that, but albeit in a similar scenario, we've gone out, we've not signed anybody yet, we've waited until after the game against our relegation rival, in the same division as us, we've gone and lost that game, and now it's looking even worse than what it was before. Had we maybe at least got one face in, you can understand that they're going for it, but for me, I don't really see why not signing anybody before that huge game today, what was it going to achieve? It's just going to make things look worse. It's going to question the ambition of the people in charge of the transfers. I mean, Tony Khan there. There's been a lot of talk about him today. He's come out on Twitter and said in terms of regarding the criticism he's got, he said he will die at this club trying to help it survive. He says that about supporters waving the white flag, we've got to fight on to the end. But I completely admire the optimism and the fighting spirit. However, I do seriously worry that this is all a little too late. I do think any reinforcements now, I don't see how much of an impact they're going to have. I mean, especially if you look at, we've got 16 games left. 5 of those are at home against the big teams. You've got Spurs at home Sunday, which I don't think we're going to get anything from, if I'm being brutal. I think we could get a wallop in there. Got Man City to come at home, Liverpool, Chelsea, that's in March, and you've even got Man United to come at home as well in February. We could be down by then, that's worrying. By March, or end of March, we could be gone. And that is the saddest thing about it. We've even got Leicester away in that March month, and I don't really see nothing from that either. We've blown all our possible chances, really, of really standing in contention. I know we've got 14 points, but I don't think that we're nowhere near going to stay up this season. I think the points total's 35 or something like that. I don't even see us getting anything higher than about 24, 25. I don't even think we're going to reach that at this moment. And this is what worries me, really. I mean, going forward, the problems will mount, and that's what seems to have been the common trend this season. It's just been problem after problem after problem. The transfer window in the summer looked good. Don't get me wrong. I thought, in my opinion, up until deadline day, I thought we had a good window. We replaced the majority of the loanees with so-called better quality players who were going to come and better the team. And I think on deadline day, I think it's where it all unravelled, in my opinion. I think when you sign 6 players on deadline day, we signed two goalkeepers on top of an original number 1. 2 of them came into play as number 1 as well. I know that Fabry came in due to our previous goalkeeping coach we had, who subsequently left, and it made a bit of an egg in face for any type of transfer. It didn't really work, and he'll probably go out on loan end of this month, probably back to Besiktas, I'd guess, or somewhere. I'm not too sure where. He's been linked with Leeds, but I doubt he'll go there. It's just been a complete write-off this season. I've never seen such an unprepared football club. We've come up, and it seems like we've just gone back to what it was before when we went down 4 years ago. It seems like we haven't learned from the mistakes we had when we went down originally. There's so many stark comparisons to 2013-14. There's so much comparison there. The board, I think, really got to look at it with the cards it's now. It's potentially going to look like 2 Premier League relegations in really 1.5 Premier League seasons. They only had really half a season, didn't they, when they took over from Mohamed Al Fayed. They've had a full year at the helm in the Premier League now, and they've got it wrong again. I don't want to throw shade at them too much. I don't think it's all their fault at all. I mean, they signed the players at the time who looked good fits, let's be honest. I'm not going to slag off the players because... Actually, no, I will slag off the players. I got my phrase wrong there. They signed the individuals who look good and were going to come and better the team, but some of these players haven't delivered, and some of these players just don't look like they care. If we're going down to games, we're getting beaten, and we're giving it our 110% every week, then you can't complain. But I do question the lack of fight and determination in this side. We've got too many players who want to go hiding, and I just sound like a broken record, so I'm just bringing out things I keep saying time and time again. And it just draws me to the conclusion that we just don't learn from our mistakes. We scored 2 own goals today, silly own goals. It shouldn't have happened, let's be honest. Defensively, we are so weak. It is absolutely ridiculous. We're guaranteed to at least concede every game. The 2 clean sheets over the festive period were an improvement. They gave us a bit of hope. But after today and that, you can't look at that and think we're going to stay up now. Burnley didn't have a shot on target, for crying out loud. They've scored 2 goals thanks to us. I don't know. I just don't know where we go from here. It's worrying. It is very worrying. I just don't know. Tony Khan and that, if they're going to get deals done now, then I think it's not going to make much improvement. I think our fate's been sealed. I know we're not even halfway through January yet, and it feels like we're relegated already. It's how much of a shit season it's really been. It's been extremely and thoroughly disappointing, underwhelming, underprepared. So many words you could throw about to describe this season. People are saying they want to go back to the Championship. I don't want to be in that league next season. I really don't want to be in that league. How much... It is a dog-eat-dog league. Let's be honest, the Championship is a hard league. It is 2 games a week. You're fighting for your life every week. You fight your way out of it. As I said, it's dog-eat-dog. It's a nasty league. It's a physical league. And that's the main conclusion, as I said before, you just got to fight your way out of it. It's a slog. It's 46 games and that. We don't want to be going through all that again for the next God knows how long. I was hoping when we came up in May, we'd see the back of it for a long time. But by the looks of it, we're on a one-way ticket and a train directly back there. And it's worrying, it really is. I mean, the financial fair play repercussions that could follow could be harming long term. And with the new stand being built as well, we had so much promise around the ground. I think the ground needs some sort of redevelopment. I think the facilities we've got at the moment, especially the 2 stands occupying Putney and Hammersmith, I don't think they're good enough for the modern day football supporter. The Riverside stand it will be knocked down and built in the summer. And it will be built, I think, 2021, which is in a couple of years, as we know. But what's the point in building that? Well, actually, no, to be fair, what's the point in having 30,000 capacity when we're not even probably going to get anywhere near about 17,000 in the Championship? Because that's how much I think we averaged for the first few years. And I think last year we averaged about, I think got up to about 20,000, I think it was. So there'll be about 10,000 empty seats there if we were to go down. And depending on the tendencies and how we do, if we were to do the back-to-back relegation, it'd be even worse. But I also think that there's too many people at the club who are doing too much with other things as well. I know Tony Khan's got his wrestling company up and ready now. I know they're involved with the Jacksonville Jags, which was one of their main things before Fulham. And I just think we need a director of football at the club who's 100% committed to what goes on at Fulham. We can't have... I know Tony Khan, he may say he tries, and he may say he does everything correctly, but we can't have somebody who's 1 minute back in the States worrying about his wrestling company, the Jacksonville Jags and all that. We need somebody around the club who's going to be there 24/7, who's going to be based at Motspur Park or wherever it is. We need somebody who's based there and is 100% committed to working for Fulham Football Club, and the main drive is Fulham Football Club. We cannot afford to have a director of football who's doing a bit of this on the side, a bit of this on the side, then thinking, oh shit, it's a transfer and I've got to sort out Fulham. You can't be affording that. The director of football is the main communication it's the middle ground between your board, your hierarchy and your manager. It's the main communication. It's the main hub to get some sort of middle ground on transfers and generally everything football at the club. And we've got to have somebody there who's going to be there. You know, even if Tony Khan moved into a different role and oversaw maybe the business side of things as well, but we can't have him in charge of transfers. I just don't think it works. It's disappointing again today. I'm going to wrap it up very shortly. Disappointing today. Where do we go from here? Probably Championship next season. If you did enjoy it, guys, thumbs up, subscribe. Take care.